Alrighty, let's do this. We're gonna make sure everything is all set up and ready to go. So, what's going on? What's going on? I actually turned down the volume just a little bit. So that it's not blaring in my ears. There we go. Alrighty. So first things first, when we check out the news most recently, everyone knows that we had at the end of the last community day, which was a Chikorita day, which unfortunately was the same time as RamenCon, so I did not get to participate in that. I caught some shiny Chikoritas for a friend of mine, but not for myself. So what happened there was immediately afterwards we got this new Pokemon here, mysterious Pokemon called Meltan. It was basically, Meltan was a couple of things. It was a kind of like a product placement because it's a Gen 8 Pokemon, which means that Nintendo and Niantic are kind of pushing for the fact that they're trying to sell more copies of Gen 8 and of Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu, by having a little tease of this type of Pokemon come out. And then also another thing that we're checking out is that it gives players a chance to find Ditto more readily, because that has been something that people have been struggling with. And one example, if a Pokemon would spawn here, I'd give you an idea, but there's actually a trick to finding out which Pokemon are Ditto. It's not as applicable now that Meltan is here, but Ditto used to hide as other types of Pokemon, and Ditto's catch rate is lower than the normal catch rate. So let's say we have a 200 CP Pidgey. 200 CP Pidgey should have a light green, relatively simple catch. However, if it's a Ditto at hiding as a 200 CP Pidgey, it would show up as a light orange to yellowish color, something a little bit more difficult to catch than what you would expect. That's how you know it's more likely to be a Ditto, because Dittos have a lower catch rate than the type of Pokemon it's trying to hide as. So here's a Rattata. Here's an example. This Rattata is 279 CP, so with a basic Pokeball, there's that kind of light green to yellow. That makes sense. Now, if it was a Ditto, it would be a lot darker. It would be kind of like a darker yellow to an orange, which wouldn't make sense for a 279 Rattata. Make sense? That's how I used to know when I was catching a Ditto or not. But anyway, Meltan is there to basically keep it a lot more interesting. It's also a tease for Gen 8, so more people would be interested in purchasing games for Gen 8. So it was a plug for Niantic and Pokemon Go, as well as them trying to come up with a unique way to help people out. It made everyone really excited because they just showed up all of a sudden randomly, this random Pokemon. Other news. October Community Day is going to be Beldum. This is actually going to be a good one because Beldum's evolutions of Metang to Metagross. Metagross is a great Steel type. It's also a decent Psychic type, but a really good Steel type. And we're really excited for the Shinies. It is going to be October 21st. October 21st, I will be on call yet again, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to catch anything. We'll see. I might be able to go downtown somewhere, but as long as it's still within range of where I need to be, and hopefully be able to catch some stuff, but we'll see what happens. And then lastly, we've switched over. Well, there's a Safari Zone. I can't go to that. Big deal. We switched over to the water. So October Field Research, because Suicune is going to be now the legendary at the end of the 7 days of Field Research. We now have water type, basically water types for our research tasks, which is awesome because shortly you'll see, what CP are you? 235. See a slight green to yellow. I can buy that. If something like this were to be yellow to orange, then it'd be like, that's not right, that's not okay, and it would more likely be a Ditto. Here, catch 5 Pokemon weather boosted. So I have, one of the things that people are really looking forward to are catch 5 water type Pokemon because Krabby is the new shiny during this event. And then evolve 10 water type Pokemon because that's your Dratini. And I found 2 of those. What keeps spawning? So what we're going to do real quick is we're going to click water and go all the way down to the bottom and see what it is I can evolve in order to get 10. So it's great that I double stack these because that means I don't have to evolve 20 Pokemon, I can just evolve 10 of them. And that would save me quite a few candies. Catching water, unfortunately, is not the most common thing in my area. I'd have to actually go out and seek it out at all the rivers and lakes. But I should have enough. Hopefully I won't have to evolve too many Squirtle to get there. So we'll see what we can get out of this. So I'm going to evolve a few things. It should be a Dratini as the... I'm going to keep you for a little bit, see if I can get away with it. I have a Corsola. I have everything except for 3 Pokemon. Relicanth, Tropius, and Volbeat. Those are the 3 that I'm missing. And I have stuff to trade. Another thing that's going on is that until the end of this week, the hatching for regionals is still happening. So take advantage of that. I've been trying to hatch as much as possible. I've hatched a number of regionals actually already, which is great. Squirtle, see, there we go, Spiel. I'm at 4, I need 6 more, so I'll probably have to evolve some Squirtle to get there. But the thing of it is that I'm trying to avoid evolving Squirtles because of the community day, but I do have plenty to do that. Yeah, I have enough for you. This should give me 2 Dratini, which is fantastic because even though Dratini was one of the first community day, I did participate in that. I got a lot of shinies. That's in high demand because a lot of people are now getting into the game, and so I've actually traded away a number of my Dratinis and shiny Dratinis for these regionals that I've been getting that I need to get a slack. So I did hatch a few Mr. Mime, I hatched another Farfetch, but for those of you who've been playing for a long time, we had a Farfetch event and I already had 4 anyway. So, I mean, I have one with good IVs now, I guess. And then I actually hatched a Kangaskhan, so all I'm missing is Tropius, Relicanth, and Volbeat. And I'm done. Well, I guess now Deoxys. I did get a raid pass for Deoxys, but I couldn't go. I think there were a number of people like me in that situation where we had the raid pass, but we couldn't go. But I did share it with a friend of mine. You can share EX raids with friends that are Ultra Friends, which is the tier 3. That way you can give them the chance to do it as well. Let's see. Not much else I can evolve. So let's backtrack. There's a 93 Whelmer, 78. Those cost quite a bit. Let's get rid of this Whelmer. Love this does not have an evolution. 89 Wingull. Might as well evolve the Wingull. Need 2 more. I do have a shiny Wingull, but I'm going to leave him as a shiny Wingull. Here we go. I should have put a Lucky Egg on. Oh well. Any high CP Squirtles? Let's sort by number now. Oh, it's still water type, which is good. High CP Squirtles. 96. 96 with sunglasses. Here we go. This is number 9, so 1 more and we should be able to get 2 Dratinis out of it. And then here we go. Last one. There. So with 2 Dratinis, that's probably one of the better research tasks for this water-themed October research field task. is going to be the Evolve 10 Water type Pokemon in order to get Dratini. The other one you want to look out for is Krabby, which is going to be Catch 5 Water Pokemon. What that does is it allows you to... Yeah, there's my Dratini. Let's get out of that. So now I have a bunch of random ones compiled that we're going to do. So we're going to go ahead and start. First one was a Phanpy, apparently. You can always use some more Phanpy candies. Ground types are a little bit more rare in my area. I live out in the Midwest. We get a lot of grass and bugs. Some water, depending on if you're near a lake, water, river. Well, there are quite a few of them out here. Phanpy. Certainly caught my attention. Something's trying to spawn here. That's not a really good Phanpy. Let's see if I can get rid of some of these things that we just had. Stuff it. We need to make some room real quick. I don't know how many I have stockpiled up, but I likely have quite a few. Let me make some room. I'll keep the Marill in case we have another thing to evolve in the future. There we go. That should be enough. Okay, who's next? A Numel. Also, pretty cool Pokemon. Not all that useful in the meta right now, but decent all the same. So, one to throw candies at, to get candies out of for sure. Bam. Good? Ooh, not bad at all. Alrighty. So these are kind of like a surprise research because I honestly don't remember some of the ones I did. Ah, Spinda. I have a lot of Spinda. I have... Well, I only have the number... Okay, buddy. Wanna come back? I have a number of number 3, which is September. I don't think I have any of August, and I haven't really gotten any of October yet. I'm not sure what the October number is. That's okay. Oh, I almost thought it was perfect IV. It's close though. It's probably like a 90s, 96, 98. Okay, execute. Always can use a couple more candies with that because I have a perfect IV and a 96 IV executor, which are still some of the best grass types out there. What do you do? Not worth it. Mankey from fighting in a gym. Fortunately, Primeape is not a very good fighting type compared to Hariyama or Machamps. I have plenty of Machamps. Once I was able to solo Machamp raids, I did a bunch of them in order to get like high attack Machamps. Excuse me. And it worked out well. So these guys, unless he has like perfect IVs, I'm not really gonna keep them. Another Numel, or Numel, depending on how people pronounce it. Yeah, so for today, I'm actually going to eat a little food after this, you know, dinner and all that. And then I'm going to figure out what else I want to stream for tonight. Because I'm here. I'm finally off call for the week. Not Shiny Roselia. However, there is an evolution of Roselia we need to keep an eye out for. So, I have 3 shiny, but I don't believe any of them are very good IVs. This one has perfect attack, so it might be worth keeping. Voltorb, fantastic. Ah, you rejected one of your own kind. Oh, come now. This guy is ornery. I just wasted like 6 balls on that Voltorb. That's not right. Alrighty, Voltorb, done. Next. Another Spinda! Told you, I have a bunch of these. Yeah, but I need to figure out which game I'm going to do after this, because that's the question. Oh, you didn't. Okay. I'll come back over. No? There you go. Because I got a number of games, I want to do scary theme, obviously, because it's October. And so I have a couple games picked out that I want to play that are a bit more on the scary side, which I think would be much more enjoyable. A third Spinda. Third Spinda. Do we have a fourth Spinda? How far back does this go? I don't remember. I think there's like a 200 limit stockpile of these that you can do. I know I don't have that. I probably have close to 30. But still, I like these because it keeps it interesting. Jinx, hey, Jinx is a good one. Jinx is a great ice type for what we call glass cannon, meaning that she's very good at dishing out damage, but she's not very good at taking it. So she would be a good one if this one has good IVs to possibly invest some power in, because dragon types are generally pretty strong. No. Oh well. See you, Jinx. Magikarp, that's a regular Magikarp, but still worth the candies. I think I have like 803 candies of Magikarp candies. I'm waiting for my shiny. I've yet to get a shiny Magikarp, and I really want one. Because a red Gyarados is just awesome. No, like, it just looks amazing. And I remember when I first played Gold, running into that Gyarados, thinking like, oh, this is something that I need, and something that looks amazing. Okay, so this is the end of the line. We got our Dratini's. 350, I believe that's like an 84% IVs. I'm not 100% sure on that. Could be higher. I'm not doing calculations in my head. I'm just guessing at this point. Okay, what do we got? Defense is perfect. Might keep you around there. Last one should be another Dratini. There we go. 355. Oh, hey. Oh, buddy. You are slightly better. We shall see, we shall see. Got it. HP and attack are very good. Alrighty. Oh, and Blissey came back after a hard battle, which means I am at almost enough. Almost enough for my Ultra Box. Do I have any more things in gyms? I do not. No. That's a shame. Also, I ran out of things to walk with. Not really sure who I should be walking with right now. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. I always can use more Chansey candies because Blissey's still in the meta. And I'm looking forward to doing a little bit more raiding because I did all the Mewtwo that I have are from EX raids. I didn't do any Mewtwo raids that are just out now, but I want to jump on a raid train this weekend and see if I can get a couple, because he's still extremely powerful and I don't want to be wasting rare candies on Mewtwo if I can just catch a bunch of them and power him up that way, because then I can use my rare candies on Blissey, on other legendaries that I can power up and that are still relevant to attacks and things. Let me clear out some inventory space. But yeah, that's what's going on right now. Let's catch a couple of these guys real quick. 423. That wasn't a good throw. But still caught it all the same. Alright. Catch the last of these guys. Then I'm going to clear out my inventory, and I'll see you all in a little bit, because I am going to be streaming another game later this evening. Come check it out. I just got to pick out which game I'm going to do. Well, I know which one I'm going to do. It'll be a surprise for all of you. Last one to catch. Whismer. Also a potential ditto before this more recent Pokemon came out. Bam, Whisper. Done. Yeah, so I have Saturday will be my breakthrough research so I can get my Suicune. Suicune is the weakest dog. I only did 2 raids so that I had to, because before we knew trading would be a thing, I wanted to have at least one I left over to do some haggling with. But aside from that, everything was doing great. So here we go. Pokedex. 373 out of 376. I recognize that now Deoxys is a thing. So I'm missing him, of course. But the ones that I don't have are Volbeat, Tropius, and Relicanth. And I don't really have any plans to going to New Zealand or Africa, unfortunately. So those might be ones that I have to hang on for a little bit. That's fine, because I have everything else. And who knows, the way Pokemon Go works, regionals get mixed in with events every now and then, so it may happen in the future. You never know. I'm not 100% sure, but that's just how it works. Anyway, little overview caps. I am almost a third of the way through to level 39. I wanted to rush this because right now there's beta testing for Pokemon, for the Pokestop and Pokegym registration. So level 40s in South Korea and then somewhere else, I forget, in Europe somewhere, are able to test and submit eligible places to be Pokestops. Originally you could only do this when you were level 10 in Ingress. I never played Ingress, so my plan is to, as soon as possible, hit level 40 without really grinding too much. Just kind of taking my time, but also have that in mind, because once the beta testing is done, they're going to release it to level 40 players all over. And I want to be able to contribute, because living in small towns and rural areas and places that don't even have stop signs or stoplights, you don't get really much action in there. And there are some things that, I mean, if you take a look at some of the people who live out west or live in the big cities, and everything's a Pokestop, to like bike racks that are colored certain ways or murals here and there, and then you go to a place like where I live and there's one gym at one church and that's it. It just doesn't make sense, because I could put like we have a water tower, we have some more historical pieces in that little town area that could potentially be stops or gyms, but they're not, because it's population based, and I'd like to be able to push for that. So that's my shtick. Anyway, thank you everyone for coming out and checking out the stream. I'm going to eat something real quick, and I will be right back with another stream of an interesting game. As always, take it easy.